Hi everyone, welcome to the Bida Foundation online platform. And we are today to understand how to properly analyze fencing bouts. Welcome to our first part of our lecture, how to analyze fencing bouts effectively. No matter your level, whether you are a beginner, an advanced fencer, or even a coach, being able to break down a bout is crucial for improving your performance. Many fencers tend to focus only to the final results, but real progress comes from understanding why things happen the way they did. Analysis helps not only to identify mistakes, but also to recognize traits and develop strategies to enhance them. So, the question is, why analyze your bouts? First answer is an objective view of your strengths and weaknesses. During a bout, emotions can cloud your judgment, making it hard to see the bigger picture. A post-bout analysis helps you determine which tactical and technical choices worked in your favor and which ones led to mistakes. Identifying recurring mistakes, it's a second answer. Regularly reviewing your bouts helps reveal patterns in your fencing. For example, do you often get hit because of poor distance management, slow reaction, or a specific technical issue? Identifying these patterns allows you to address them systematically. Third answer is developing tactical thinking. The more you analyze, the better you understand your opponents. This allows you to anticipate their actions, adjust your approach, and find new tactical solutions during a bout. Speeding up the learning process. Watching and breaking down your own bouts helps you progress faster than just training because self-analysis. It's one thing to repeat drills, but applying them effectively in competition is a different skill altogether. How to analyze your bout, exactly your bout. First, identifying your mistakes. The first thing is assess the quality of your technical execution, but don't just look at the mistakes. Figure out what caused it. Some common technical errors include delayed hand action, your attack starts too late, or your response to your opponent's movement is sluggish. Excessive movements, unnecessary swings, or exaggerated motions make your action slower and more predictable. Lack of speed. Your offensive or the defensive actions aren't executed quickly enough. Maybe it's a poor technique, incorrect wrist position, improper angle attack, or a lack of coordination between hand and footwork. For each issue, you need to identify the root cause. For example, if your hand lags during an attack, what's causing it? Are you hesitating because you fear your opponent's counterattack or parry? Is your body weight poorly distributed, making the movement less effective? Or it is a simple lack of confidence in executing the action. Second is identifying tactical mistakes. The second key aspect of analysis is to recognize errors related to distance and timing. So basically common tactical mistakes. First is a poor distance management. If you often find yourself either too far or too close to your opponent, it could be the reason you are getting hit. Timing errors. Attacks that are either too early or too late in the situation on the strip can make them ineffective. Wrong choice of action, for example, trying to counterattack when it should be parry, and it will be better solution and option. Incorrect sequence of action, using a combination of moves that don't align with the flow of the bout or the tactical plan. When analyzing tactical decisions, don't just focus on your own actions. Consider your opponent's behavior as well. Sometimes what seems like that individual mistakes is actually a reaction to your opponent's smart decision making. Recognize this can help you adapt in future bouts with them. Number 3, it's identifying your strengths. Many fencers fixate on the mistakes, but don't just as important to analyze what worked well. Understanding your strengths allows you to build a winning strategy around them. What to look in your successful actions? How did you move before landing a clean touch? What kind of preparation did you use before attacking or defending effectively? What was your speed and rhythm? Which tactical decision worked best for you? All these questions should be with answer, of course. By recognizing this pattern, you can refine your approach and reinforce the elements that bring you success. For example, if you consistently score after a feint followed by a parry riposte, this is a trait you should focus on developing further. Train it, refine it, and it make it core part of your fencing style. Number 4, calculating the effectiveness of your actions. So this is very interesting. One of the most object ways to analyze your fencing is by using a formula to measure the effectiveness of your actions. This method provides a clear statistical evaluation of how well your techniques are working. Creating the ideal formula for evaluating actions effectively is a really very hard thing, but to develop the perfect formula for assigning the success and reliability of a fencing action, we need to consider all key variabilities. So it will be exactly on your screen right now. So key metrics to consider. First, total attempts. We will name it A. How many times this action was used? Number 2, touches scored will be T. How many times the action successfully landed and clean touch? Touches received R. How many times the fencer got it while attempting this action? D, double touches. How many times both fences landing a touch simultaneously? Number 6, M, missed actions. How many times the action was attempted but missed entirely? No touch for A, the fencer. It's a very important thing. So, effectiveness formula. How often the action works successfully? Number 1 formula. This formula measures how reliably an action score clean touches in relation to the total attempts. So it's look at the screen, effectiveness percent, left track and times 100. You will understand it better on the screen, of course. So we will go to example right now. A fencer attempts the action 20 times, scoring 12 successful touches. So you can see 12 and 20 times 100 is 60%. This means the action works 60% of the time. It's not bad, by the way. Higher than 50% is really not bad. However, this formula does not account for the risk of receiving touches. And formula number 2 on your screen will be risk factor, how dangerous the action is for the fencer. This formula calculates how often the fencer gets hit or ends up in a double touch while using the action. So look at the formula, guys. It's a very important thing. You can write it to yourself, to your textbooks. And now I will explain for you the example of that formula. So a fencer attempts the action 20 times, receiving 5 direct touches and 6 double touches. 5 plus 6, it's until 20 times, 100%, it's 100, it's 55%. This means that 55% of the time the action is risky, leading to a loss of control in the bout. The higher risk percentage, the less reliable of action is in competitive settings. Number 3, accuracy formula. How cleanly the action is performed. This formula is focused on how clean the touch, accounting for double touches and missed actions. This formula is exactly right now on your screen, guys. You can push the button of the pause and write it in your copy to your textbook. An example. So what has happened? A fencer lands 12 successful touches, has 6 double touches and 2 misses. We will working with a formula. So, and what's going on? It means 60%. This means that 60% of the time the action lands cleanly without unsuccessful errors. Adequacy index, formula number 4, it's overall evaluation of the action's effectiveness. So it's all together. We combine all factors into a single comprehensive formula that accounts to clean touches, risk and precision. It looks like this, it's a little bit bigger than the others, but it's very good for us. Here we will understand everything. So, how you can see, you can do it by your own self and understand how to do it. Why this formula? First of all, successful touches increases the score. Hard touch received reduces score. Double touch accounting a half or lost single since they aren't a complete failure but still don't provide a full advantage. We can use also here very big example that you will understand right now how to do it. 20 attempts, 12 successful touches, 5 touches received, 6 double touches. And the formula with example on your screen right now. So not so hard, guys, who is in a high school can very simple to understand what's going on your screen. And I just wanted to tell for you interpretation of it. If the adequacy score is below 20-30%, the action is unreliable and needs improvement. A high adequacy score indicates an action that is effective, low risk, and cleanly executed. By tracking these numbers over time, you can make data-driven decisions about which techniques to focus on, which ones to modify, and which ones to abandon. This approach helps take the guesswork out of your training and allows you to refine your fencing style with precision. Alright guys, let's continue. How to properly analyze the bouts, part 2. Analyzing your opponents. So the second part is about how to analyze not ourselves, also analyze our opponents. Because in the first part we're focusing on breaking down your own fencing to enhance your strengths and eliminate weaknesses. Now we're moving to the analysis of your opponents, one of the most crucial aspects of competitive preparation. If you step into the strip without studying your opponent, you're essentially fencing blind reaction to the fight as it unfolds instead of controlling it. But if you take the time to analyze your opponents in advance, you gain a strategic advantage before the first touch is even scored. With modern technology and easy access to bout footage, we have an incredible opportunity to study every fencer might face. By doing this, you can craft a battle plan tailored to each opponent. This is the key to victory. So, first, general opponents analysis. Before developing a tactical plan, you first need to understand who you're up against. The best way to do this is by compiling the detailed profile of your opponents, keeping tracking to key characteristic in a table or fencing journal. So, what to analyze? Right now on your screen will be my example of the category. That's why I'm look that's why I'm every time right. So, hey, short, medium, or tall, build, slim, average, strong, massive, grip, pistol or French grip, dominant hand, right-handed or left-handed, slow, average, or fast speed of the footwork, touch, speed, slow, average, or fast, distance prefer, close, medium, or long range, reaction time, very quick or maybe slow, clean and precise, wide or loose, slopey, everything what you want. Why is this important? The more details you gather, the easier it becomes to develop a strategy against that fencer. So we will go right now to example. If your opponent is short, they likely prefer close range fencing and will try to engage at that distance. If they use a French grip, they probably really to long distance control and counterattacks rather than close quarter exchanged. If they have fast footwork, passive tactics won't work against them, but rhythm change and feints could be really effective, guys. Keeping a detailed database of serious opponents will allow you to prepare in advance and avoid surprises on the strip. Second is analyzing your opponent's best actions. So after generating general information about your opponents, the next step is to identify their 3 most effective actions. This helps you anticipate their tactics and prepare countermeasures in advance. What to look for? So here we are. Which attacking actions do they use most often? Then, which defensive technique work best for them? All of them by 3. How do they operate at different distances? Once you identify their top 3 go-to actions, your next task is to develop at least 2 counter strategies, 2 counter actions for each of them. So I want to go to example right now. So first, opponent frequently counterattacks while stepping back. Solution: use a feint attack to beat the counterattack, then follow up with the second intention actions. And second example, opponent release on a parry with a riposte. Solution: use a double fin to provoke the parry and force an opening before committing of your real attack. Example number 3, guys. Opponent attacks with a large step forward. Solution: force them into close distance where the wide movement becomes ineffectively, making it easier to your counterattack. Fast your counterattack forward. Oh, I like this action. Okay, key takeaway. Understanding an opponent's strongest action isn't just about defending against them, it's also about turning them into weaknesses. If you can predict how they all react in certain situations, you can manipulate their decisions and take control of the fight. 3. Identifying your opponent's weaknesses. Every fencers have mistakes. It's a rule, even the strongest ones. Your job is to find their 3 biggest weaknesses and exploit them to gain an advantage. What type of mistakes you look for? It should be very simple mistakes and that they use all the time. First of all, it's technical mistakes. Delayed hand action in attacks. Their blade movement is slow or hesitant. Dropping the hands after launching, create an opening for a counterattack. Poorly timed attacks. Their actions don't match the rhythm of the bout. They also can have tactical mistakes. It repeats the same sequence of actions, becomes very predictable, takes unnecessary extra steps, struggles to control distance, perform poorly under pressure, loses composure in long rallies. Once you identify their patterns, you can develop a strategy designed to force them into making mistakes. For example, guys, if they recover slowly from a lunge, attack immediately after they finish their action is a very good idea. If they always use the same combination, prepare an anti-parry counter to punish their predictability. If they struggle in a long exchange, extend the bout with deliberate pressure-building actions to wear them down. Here also we can tell that key the takeaway. Recognizing your opponent's weaknesses allows you to dictate the pace and direction of the bout. Instead of reaction to them, you can set traps, disrupt their game, and take control. Simulating the entire bout. Once you're gathering all the necessary information about your opponent, the final step is to mentally rehearse the bout as if it were already happening. How to do it effectively? First of all, guys, close your eyes and visualize the bout from start to finish. Imagine your opponent's attacks and how you respond with well-timed parries or counteractions. Picture their favorite moves and see yourself neutralizing them with prepared counterattacks. Play through the multiple fight scenarios, adjusting your tactics based on different outcomes. Why does this work? This is one of the most effective preparation techniques used even Olympic champions too. By vividly imaging the bouts, your brain processes these situations as if they were real. This means that when you step into the street, your reactions will be faster, more instinctively, and more confident because your mind has already been there. Alright guys, part number 3, watching and analyzing Olympic level athletes. Welcome to the third part of our lecture on effective bout analysis. In the first part we focus on breaking down your own fencing. In the second we covered analyzing your opponents, and now we are moving to the studying elite fencers. Watching Olympic level bouts is not just about getting inspired, it's a powerful learning tool that can significantly improve your own fencing. If you aim to reach the highest level, you need to study the best and learn how they approach the game. Why watch elite fencers bouts? Regularly watching Olympic and world champion bouts helps you first improve your understanding of tactics and strategy. Second, identify effective techniques and adapt them to your own style. Third, enhance your technical execution and precision. 4. Develop fencing intelligence by analyzing how top athletes make decisions in different situations. With video replays, we have the opportunity to study the best fencers in the world and apply their experience to our own training and to our own game. What to focus on? So, before diving into specific techniques, it's important to understand the overall strategy of the bout. Key questions to ask while watching. How does the fencer start the bout? Do they begin aggressively, passivity, or by probing their opponent? How do they control distance? Do they actually close the gap of the prefer a more defensive approach? How do they change the rhythm? Do they attack suddenly or do they maintain a steady pace? How do they structure their actions? When do they attack, defend, or provoke their opponents? The higher level of the fencers, the more thoughtful and adaptable their tactics will be. For example, one champion might start every bout with active probing to test their opponent's reactions. Another maybe might apply immediate pressure, forcing their opponents into a defensive mindset. Some prefer to fence reactively, baiting their opponents into mistakes. Every elite fencer has a distinct style, but what makes them truly great is their ability to adjust that style based on the situation. The best fencers are not rigid, they adapt, evolve, and find solutions mind bout. Simple and multi-tempo actions. All fencers movements can be categorized as simple, single tempo actions or complex, multi-tempo actions. Simple actions. A direct lunge or one tempo. A straightforward attack, a single tempo attack, a basic parry riposte with basic parry riposte directly. And also we have complex actions, multi-tempo actions, composite actions, it's your choice. Double feints before attacking, attack combinations with disengages and directional changing, provocations that force the opponents into mistakes, counterattacks with deceptive movements, with provocation, deceptive, and counterattack. When analyzing top-level fencers, it's important to identify which types of actions they favor and in what situation they use them and how often they use them. What's the percent of the using? Examples: one fencer might rely on simple explosive attacks, winning through sheer speed. Another might prefer multi-tempo combinations, controlling the bout with well-structured sequences. Here we are at key takeaway. Simple actions tend to be more effective against less experienced opponents, while complex, well-planned combinations work better against skilled fencers who can anticipate and counter basic moves. The ideal approach. What is the ideal approach here? A combination of both, using simple actions when speed is an advantage and switching to multi-tempo strategies when facing high-level opponents who require a more sophisticated approach. Quality of execution. When analyzing elite fencers, focus on how well they execute their actions, not just they do. What does their lunge looks like? Is it long and explosive or short and quick? How do they move? Do they glide smoothly or use sharp, sudden bursts? How do they defend? Do they keep their hands high or low when they're parrying? How accurate their touches? Do they hit cleanly or make extra movements before landing? Top-level fencers consistently execute actions with precision, efficacy, and control. I'm sure about it. So, for example, one champion has flawless defensive technique, rarely making mistakes. Another relies on lightning-fast aggressive attacks that are difficult to stop it. Some fencers prioritize strategy and calculated decision over poor speed, and it also can be if you win. Your goal is to identify which technical qualities set each athlete apart and find ways to incorporate their most effective ones into your own fencing game, like that. Selecting and adapting useful techniques. Watching top-level bouts isn't just about admiring great fencing. It's about Finding productive techniques that you can integrate into your own game. How to choose the right techniques. They should be effective against a wide range of opponents. They should match your physical attributes, height, speed, and strength. They should be realistically executable in your training and competition settings. For example, so if you have long arms and quick reflexes, you can study how elite fencers use long to-tempo attacks to control distance. If you have fast footwork, you can focus on defensive actions followed by instant counterattacks. And if you are a highly agile fencer, you can refine deceptive feints before attacks to force a reaction of your opponent. So, not every move used by Olympic fencers will fit your style or physical capabilities. The smartest approach is to select and adapt techniques that you can actually implement effectively in your own fencing. And of course, trying. How can you effectively use insights from watching elite fencers? Follow guys for these steps. First, select one or more top-level fencers to study. Second, analyze their style, technique, and tactical decision. Then, identify 5 techniques that can be realistically applied to your own fencing. After that, test these techniques in training, adapting them on fit your strengths. And record your own bouts and compare your execution to what you studied. By gradually integrating the most effective techniques and tactical ideas from elite fencers, you can significantly improve both your technical skills and strategic thinking. So guys, looks like the end. It was very long theory. We're reaching the end of our in-depth breakdown of bout analysis. How you have a clear understanding of how to study fencing match effectively, extract valuable insights and use them to elevate your game. Why is analysis so important? Again, guys, watching bout isn't just about seeing what happens. It's a powerful tool to grow in correction and progression. True improvement comes from understanding what works, what does not, and of course, why. Key takeaway from this lecture series is, first, guys, analyzing your own bouts, the foundation of progress. If you don't analyze yourself, you won't fully understanding your strengths and your weaknesses. Technical mistakes, delayed hand actions, execute movements, slow attacks, poor execution, you don't know before you don't look. Tactic mistakes, incorrect distance, timing errors, ineffective actions. Identify traits, of course, yourself, recognizing what works best in your fencing and building around it. Effectiveness ratio, using statistics to objectively measure the success of your actions. Self-analysis teaches you to fence not just instinctively, but strategically, consistently, refining both your strengths and weaknesses. Thank you so much, guys, that you were with me. I'm so glad to see you, and I so like to explain it for you. If you can see, I'm a little bit read my text, so it's so long, it's a little bit help to me. I try to learn English, but this is very high level. But all the thoughts is mine. So thank you so much that you listened to me. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it so interesting. Everything that you see in your screen, you can copy. You can make touch screen of the formula and of the pictures, of course. Enjoy it, use it, and win. Be strong, be smart. And see you on the strip, guys. Bye.